Thank you, Doctor. All right. My name is Rory Powers, and I'm with Right Line Trading. Today's presentation is on our AI-powered bots, and we've got some really great new updates that have been recently released and some that are being released in the next week or so. So stay tuned. I got some new information, and these AI-powered bots just keep getting stronger and stronger as time goes on. So I've really got some great information today. Before I get started, I just want to get the CFTC out of the way. This broadcast is for demonstration and educational purposes only. It's important to know that I'm not offering any type of trading advice today, that I am not a licensed financial advisor, that there is a significant amount of risk when trading the financial markets. You could lose your entire account. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. With that being said, I want to take just a brief moment and mention one of our members. Her name is Marcia, and she felt compelled enough, out of really a debt of gratitude, to send us a video testimonial. And the reason I say a debt of gratitude, which was perceived, so she really had no obligation to do it whatsoever. But her experience in trading when she came to Right Line Trading, she was a complete newbie. The only experience she ever had was she purchased some bots from a company that was selling bots that traded the Forex pairs. They kind of sold her a bill of goods after she placed the order, kind of left her high and dry, didn't offer any type of customer support, and she was really lost before she even got started. Never could get off the ground. So she came to us, needless to say, with a pretty bad taste in her mouth. Upon coming to Right Line Trading, she had purchased the AI Auto Trader with zero experience whatsoever. And the achievements that she was able to accomplish within the first 45 days were really remarkable. I think it's noteworthy that with zero experience, she was able to get 10 funded accounts within the first 45 days, 20 within the first 90 days, 20 funded accounts. And she still trades those accounts to this day, and it's been over 6 months now. So she was so grateful because she attributed her success to not only the AI Auto Trader, but the customer support that she experienced here at Right Line Trading, and the camaraderie in our Discord chat. Being part of a community of traders of all skill levels also helped to significantly reduce her learning curve. So that was her experience with Right Line Trading, and I think that you'll find that it's pretty darn accurate. A lot of members ask me, because I've been here for quite a few years now, what's been the turning point? Why are you guys having so much success now? And it's no secret. The reason why we're having success now is because we're integrating artificial intelligence into our bots. Okay, we have some very powerful advanced AI technology that I'm going to be getting into here in just a few seconds. That I really think is the reason why we're having so much success. I think one of the main characteristics that distinguishes Right Line Trading from our competitors is our transparency, which lends into being honest and having integrity. We trade our system live on YouTube every morning, Monday through Friday. If the system has a bad day trading, we wear it like a pimple at the end of our nose. It's very hard to hide from. And I really respect and admire that about the owner of the company, Mark Miller, with that transparency, honesty, integrity, being really at the forefront of everything that we do here at Right Line Trading. I'm part of a really educated, experienced, I'd like to think good-looking team. All males. Well, we do have one female on the team now, actually a couple that are independent contractors. But in my slide, it's all males. And I just like to pay, out of all due respect, I do want to acknowledge very briefly the members of our team. They really, it's blood, sweat, and tears have gone in to this optimization process. And really, that's our mandate here at Right Line Trading, is to develop trading strategies and indicators that help provide our members with an edge. That's what it's all about. Having an edge, being able to have some type of predictive value of the future direction of price. That's the valuable information. I liken it to having winning lottery numbers before the drawing. And really, they're just as valuable. If we knew for sure which way the market was headed, and there's no system that's going to have 100% certainty, but we try to get as close as we can. So just to very briefly acknowledge the members of my team. First, let's start with our traders, our futures traders. We've got two really very nice equity streams here at Right Line Trading. We have futures and we have options. Our futures traders are Mr. Craig Emery, prop trader, futures trader, Mr. David Kushner, and professional options trader, David Wise, a leader in the Reddit community, a man who, like his last name, Wise, brings to the table a lot of wisdom and a lot of experience in his trading career. 90% win rate trading options. That speaks volumes. Behind the desks here at Right Line Trading, Mr. Brock Miller. I consider him my right-hand man now, but he's really stepped into a class of his own. And in just a few short years, he's just extremely knowledgeable. He's getting his degree in computer science. He's familiar with every facet of this business. We have Mr. Charles Sider. Now, these guys have advanced degrees. Charles is a graduate of UCLA, a Bruin. He's got his master's degree from UCLA in computer science. He's actually a computer engineer, and this guy bleeds engineering. He's meticulous in everything that he does. And if you have somebody that's developing software that you're going to be using with your money at risk, this is who you would want doing it. Are people like this who are on our team. Charles, who's just absolutely meticulous about everything he does. Sergio Luque Rodriguez, who's been here for 10 years now. What a treat it's been to work alongside Sergio and see the growth. We don't really see growth in ourselves, but we certainly see it in our colleagues sometimes. And I got to tell you, I've seen him go from developing complex mathematical equations, algorithms, mathematical modeling. Well, now he's stepped it up. He was the main beneficiary of a collaboration with a world-renowned AI lab. And now he's coding really artificial intelligence into NinjaTrader 8 language. It's just incredible what he could put together. He's a real talent. Trust me on that. The owner of our company is Mr. Mark Miller. Sergio, by the way, not to sell him short, also has a master's degree in computer science. Mark Miller has an MBA from Cal State. His experience lies in robotics and automation. And I think the most admirable qualities that he brings to the table is being a U.S. Army vet. He happened to be a sniper in the U.S. Army. And those core military values that he brings to the forefront here at Right Line Trading that I touched upon earlier with honesty, integrity, transparency, those are the most important things to him. That I guarantee you. And I think it's very refreshing to see that in this niche. A little bit about me, myself, the voice that you hear behind the screen. My name is Rory Powers. I reside in South Florida, just south of Miami. I like to call it the suburbs of Miami, down in Homestead. And my passion has always been trading the financial markets. I've been trading for 12 years now. Other than trading, my passion is saltwater fishing. Living down here, surrounded in a peninsula in Florida, by water, I just happen to love the ocean. Grew up on the ocean, on the water, since being a young child. This was a picture not too long ago of Mark Miller, Sergio, and myself. We were fishing in saltwater fishing in the Florida Keys, caught some beautiful grouper and snapper. When you get to the dock, the restaurant in the background cooks them right up fresh, and some of the best seafood you'll ever taste. But let me tell you about my prize catch, and this one did not get away. My prize catch was my beautiful wife, a blessing from God. My beautiful wife, and God has blessed us with two beautiful little girls. We have a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old. In fact, my wife, I'm so proud of her today because she's actually getting her master's degree. Her graduation, she's just finishing the last couple of days. And when I think about it, the perseverance that this young lady has shown is just so admirable. I get choked up thinking about it because nothing has come easy for her. She, came from Haiti, as an immigrant, and it took her 10 years to become a citizen. And what she's achieved in the last 14 years has just been incredible. And I give her so much credit. But anyway, she's getting her master's degree. She's going to be a nurse educator. She's currently an RN now. Enough about me. Let's get to the important stuff. The genesis of the AI auto trader. This happens to be my favorite slide of the whole presentation. Let me just get my comments here in case somebody has a question. If a picture could say 1,000 words, I'm going to put this picture into it, well, maybe 100. I won't do 1,000, don't worry. But this nice lady, okay, has slowly, and I say nice because the way she's dressed as a professional. It appears from the background that she's in an office, maybe a professional building. I don't see any body piercings or facial tattoos. So she seems to be of conservative values. But what has happened to her is a very unfortunate story. She's watched her account dwindle down over the past 6 or 8 months to where now it's running on fumes, just a few pennies left. And where she's at now emotionally is at the bursting point or the boiling point. And my goodness gracious, I can't tell you how many times I've felt exactly like this nice woman. You see, she's absolutely convinced at this point that there's some sort of conspiracy going on, a conspiracy between the market maker, her broker, the prop firm. She doesn't know all who's involved in it, but she's certain that there's some bad actors at work. And she's resorted to taking the sledgehammer out of her bottom drawer and put a hole through that computer monitor because she's just so frustrated at this point to watch her account dwindle down to nothing. Perhaps this is the second or third time. Okay. Have you ever been there? I know I have. And I speak from experience when I tell that story because I'm really telling my own story. And the good news is, and I've learned this because I answer the phones here at Right Line Trading, and I consider it a privilege, really an honor to get to know so many wonderful people. But it's always good to know from other traders. And like my wife, we happen to be perseverers. Against adversity and setbacks and pitfalls, we always come back. And we're trying to beat this, conquer this challenge in our journey, our trading journey. You see, we've all faced problems with consistency. There's very few of us who don't, and those are the people that don't call me. They're very happy with the way things are going, and there's no need. So the vast majority of us, come to find out, and I'm going to make a long story short, what I've learned, the reason why most of us have issues with consistency. I was at an investor summit, and I just so happened to be listening to a guy that, it's just incredibly knowledgeable guy, incredible. His name was Chris Vermeulen. I'll never forget it. And he was talking about how he had done a study and why so many people were failing at trading. And during the course of his study, he had found that we as humans all share about 10 core personality traits. We all have a certain degree of each one of them that makes us unique as individuals. But what he found was that 9 out of 10 of these core personality traits just don't lend well to being a good disciplined trader, right? Just to give you an example, and I don't want to carry on, but a couple personality traits that he found in his study that we all share. All of us have a touch of being an analytical, some more than others. My good friend Charles, who got his master's from UCLA, the percentage of his personality that's analytical is very high, very high. I hope you don't see that notification. So I lost my train of thought. So, being an analyticals are engineers, they don't want to make the wrong decision. They want to have a tremendous amount of data to make their calculations and be very precise before pulling the trigger or making any sort of decision in fear of making a wrong decision, right? Well, that's an analytical. A driver. All of us have some driver in us. That's the go, go, go. Some more than others. So those are a few personality traits, and there's about 10 of them that we all share. That's our downfall as traders. Okay. Sure, we've bought indicators that just don't work, or that we lack a proven trading methodology, the basics, a foundation of rules. But it all leads to the same cold, desolate place of blowing out our trading accounts. And that was the genesis of the AI Auto Trader. It's been my team's commitment to bring this inconsistency to an end. And we've narrowed it down to two things that we believe are going to create trading success. And I'm going to flip-flop. I'm going to flip the script here. Because we suffer from human error, okay? Human error. Number one, ideally, we need software or a trading system that can get us in and out of trades automatically, okay? Automatically. Excuse me. And number two, we have to have the proper tool set. And this goes with any type of job or task that you're trying to get done in the most efficient way. It's not just with trading. It could be any occupation under the sun. If you're say a truck driver and you need to go pick up your load to haul it to another location, well, you want to go with the biggest, baddest truck that can get the job done the quickest and easiest. Or if you're a surgeon, you're not going to go to surgery with a butter knife. You're going to rip open a fresh scalpel that's razor sharp, and you're going to make a perfect incision. Well, that's what I'm talking about. We need to have the proper tool set, because if we're going to trade in the financial markets in a very news-driven, fast-moving market, we need to have technology that is more advanced and superior to our adversaries, to our competitors. And let me say this. I think it goes without saying, and you'd have to be living under a rock to not recognize that right now we're in the midst of an AI revolution. An AI revolution. I've heard professionals liken it to the invention of the automobile or the wheel itself. Did you know that AI, artificial intelligence now, has worked its way into just about every sector of our economy? Entertainment and media, energy, agriculture, education, transportation and logistics, manufacturing, finance. Did you know 95% of large institutions, hedge funds, investment firms, they're trading with AI leveraged algos? when you see these news reports come out and all of a sudden the market goes ballistic, do you know what's causing that? Those are those algos that know the sentiment, they know the outcome of those news reports. Within a few seconds of them crossing the wires, and they're able to process it very quickly as being a beat or a miss or something that was anticipated or unanticipated, and they're able to fire off entries lightning fast. Okay, those are those large institutions, hedge funds, and investment firms leveraging their AI leveraged algos. The number one sector in our economy, and I always breathe a sigh of relief. I lost both my mom and dad to terrible diseases, and the number one sector is healthcare. Healthcare, and I only pray that they find a cure to some of these diseases that we see our loved ones suffer from. But that goes into just how popular that this AI revolution is becoming. So the benefits of using this AI auto trader, what I'm going to do to make this go smooth is I would like to explain the 4 ways that we're currently using artificial intelligence in our bots. Then I want to go to where we're going. Next week is really a tremendous milestone in our development of this AI auto strategy, AI auto trader. You see, we're going to be releasing the first phase of our ChatGPT trading assistant. And I'd like to kind of preview what that's going to look like during this presentation. And then I'm going to show you the results of our top performing bots and make you a very special offer that hopefully you'll take advantage of prior to this update being released. Okay. So I got a really good price-wise, I got a really good offer for you at the end of the presentation. So stick around. So the 4 ways that we're currently leveraging these AI bots, and I always like to bring the strategy over itself. I'm going to bring my power play drone over. And these are the actual, let me turn the slide. Let me run through the benefits. Pretty much what I touched on. It's going to eliminate human error, and it's going to leverage AI technology in the following ways that I'm going to outline now. What we have here is the actual parameters of the strategy. And don't worry, I'm not going to put you to sleep and go through all of the minutia, but I just want you to know that this is not a black box system. Every single one of these trades has a trigger and conditions that we're in total control of at all times. And that's why these prop firms allow us to use them, okay? It's not a black box system. But the first way, let's talk about how we're using AI now. Number 1, our technology, each one of our bots runs in tandem. We have a team, but our teammates are the bot and the drone. The drone is a bot that runs 23 hours with static inputs. It's going to trade all 23 hours of the day with a very ambitious profit target, a very liberal stop, and it's going to continue to trade like a drunk sailor. When you think of a drone, what do you think of? You think of a small aircraft hovering above, getting a bird's eye view of the landscape, a superior look that you couldn't get standing on the ground, a bird's eye view down of the entire landscape, okay, to survey the environment. This is what the drone is doing. And it's sharing the intel via the database that we're going to put on your computer. And the bot is going to make adjustments to its own parameters based on the intel that the drone is sharing with it. Okay, so what intel is it sharing? Glad you asked. Number 1, The drone is sharing the hours out of the trading session that are the most profitable. Okay. Remember, the drone trades 23 hours a day. It might find that, hey, during the Asian Open, there's an hour or two that it does very well consistently. But then things taper off and it doesn't pick back up. And let's say during the London Open or an hour or two after the London Open, there's an hour or two that, hey, the majority of the time it's very profitable. And then last but not least, maybe in the middle of the New York session, it has a couple of hour window that it does very well. So it's going to dynamically change your trading hours to only trade during the hours of the day that it makes money. Okay. Listen, our mandate as developers of these strategies is not necessarily to get you into every winning trade. Okay. More importantly, and even at the expense of letting some of the winners pass us by, we need to filter out the losers. Okay. That's what kills us as traders. We got to filter out the losers. So how do we do it? These are some of the ways that we do it. In fact, I'm going to spend the vast majority of my presentation talking about how we do just that, how we sidestep the losers. Okay, that's really the hard part when it comes to this. So the first way is our trading hours. Our second way that we do it is our signals. These bots have 4 signals or triggers. These are our triggers that are the what must occur in order for a trade to trigger, to be executed, the execution. And what the system does, it will learn which trigger in which trading environment works the best based on your historical data. So if it learns during a certain time of the day that the signal A, or when the MA diff, or it's a trending market, it will learn which entry is the best. The system learns the average true range of the market. Okay. What it's looking at in Ninja Trader talk, and I don't want to talk in Ninja Trader talk, I like to keep it in layman's terms. In layman's terms, it's the average true range of the market. But a lot of people ask me, well, how does it learn that? How does it learn that? It learns that by looking at what they call the maximum favorable excursion versus the maximum adverse excursion. How much heat we take on a trade is our maximum adverse excursion. The maximum favorable excursion is how far that trade ran before it came back and got stopped out. Okay. So based on that intel, believe it or not, this bot will adjust its own profit target and stop based on the average true range of the market. So the trigger is extremely important on how we get into the trades, but maybe even more important, what we're learning is how we manage the trades once we're in them becomes maybe that much more important. So we've really taken it to the next level with trade management. And without going too deep into the minutia, let me touch bases on our candlestick pattern recognition, which is also part of the machine learning algorithm. Listen, our charts are very symmetrical and geometrical. Throughout the trading session, there's certain candlestick patterns that occur again and again. The system learns which ones occur, and it takes action based on certain candlestick patterns. For example, one way we use it for trade management is if we're in a long trade, we can go for a very ambitious profit target. And if all of a sudden we're in a long trade that gets a big, ugly, bearish engulfing candle, the system is going to exit and take profits immediately. We also have what we call our momentum-based trailing stop, where our stop will tie to our 15 EMA. We also have what we call our profit target window. And I want to just take just a moment to discuss our profit target window and our leapfrog. This is our new integration that we've just added. And I'm going to show you how it works. Let me explain it first. And then I have a very short video that shows it in action. What happens in this example here is my profit target. First, let's start with the ATM strategy. We're trading one contract on the NASDAQ. Our stop loss is 60 ticks. We're going for a 100 tick profit. So we're risking 300 with the potential to make 500, but now even more. And let me explain myself. What happens with this trade is once it goes 75 ticks, my profit target window is 25, meaning if I'm within 25 ticks of my profit target, what's going to happen at that point is my stop is going to automatically fly up and come 25 ticks behind price or plus 50 ticks. So at that point now, my profit target is still at 100. My stop is at plus 50. So now I can either make 250 or 500. But now what happens is when I get into my profit window, it triggers what we call our leapfrog. Our leapfrog, for lack of a better name to it, does just what it sounds like. Our profit target and our stop is going to leapfrog both 25 ticks as the trade matures. This gives us the possibility to really get a home run trade on every entry that we take without the liability, of having the trade come back on us and giving back all our profits, because our stop is also leapfrogging. Okay, let me put that into pictures so you see what I'm talking about. Let me set up this trade. This trade, you could see, was taken during our YouTube live stream. And just to set up the video, we're in this leapfrog trade, and the trade is about to be managed with exactly the same strategy that I just described. Currently, my stop is at minus 60. My profit target is at 100. Okay. I'm using a trade copier, and my leader account is my Power Play drone. My followers are these PA Apex accounts. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and play the tape, and I want you to see what happens once price comes within 25 ticks of my profit target. Okay. Now, I have a bad habit of moving my stop, but what happened is it automatically, now watch this. Now it's in the leapfrog, and now as the trade matures towards my profit target, the stop and profit target are going to continue to leapfrog and lock in more and more profits as this trade matures to the upside. This is what I meant by giving you the opportunity to hit a home run on every single entry. So there's an equal distance between my stop and my profit target at all times. I'm continuing to lock in profits and giving it room to keep pushing up. So with an initial profit target of 100 ticks, I could potentially make 200 ticks. The nicest part about it is it's all done automatically. All we have to do is sit on our hands. All I'd have to do, because I have a terrible habit of getting in the way. And that's one of really Marcy's secrets to her success. is she lets the system do its thing. So this trade is going to continue to mature and leapfrog. And I believe that this trade, if I remember correctly, put $750 across each one of those PA accounts, all three of them. And it just continues to go up. The only way out of this leapfrog is to either manually close the trade or get stopped out. It's never going to hit the profit goal. That profit goal is just going to keep jumping higher and higher and higher. So I think you get the idea now. I don't want to put you to sleep with this leapfrog. But listen, as futures traders, this is really one of our biggest setbacks is our risk to reward, right? Our risk to reward. How many times have you taken a couple of winners and you're feeling great and you feel like you're in the zone and maybe today's the day that you run up the score a little bit, only to pull in a loser and give it all back? Man, I can't tell you how many times I've done it. It's so frustrating. Having that leapfrog integration to be able to get a home run mixed in with those singles and doubles, let me tell you, over the course of a week or a month, it's going to make a tremendous difference in your equity curve. I assure you of that. I'm going to get to your questions. I see it, Gordon. I see it, JW. So just to reiterate, we have our candlestick pattern recognition. Really the best illustration that I can show you, and I'm not going to go on and on with this, but what this slide is showing you is how the drone trades 23 hours. It will share intel with the bot, and you can see the drone does very well for the first few hours of the market open, it looks like. After that, from 11 o'clock till about 3 o'clock or 2:30, it's hit or miss. It gets beat up. It's mostly miss. So what does it tell the bot to do? It tells the bot, don't even get in a trade during those times. I'm getting beat. But jump back in the last hour of the market because I do really well then. So look what the bot does. It sits on its hands through the times that the drone does poorly, jumps back in and does extremely well, while filtering out those losers. To give you a real life example of that, let me show you the trade performance just this past week of my power play. The power play drone is running 23 hours a day. From August 15th to August 22nd, it got burnt. It made negative $5,798. But it's important to know it had $24,000 in winning trades. So how do we get it optimized to where we're winning more than we're losing, right? Well, these examples that I'm showing you, look what the bot did. The bot turned this lemon of a bot, this drone was a lemon, and it turned it into lemonade. Look at the output now. Now it's only trading when it's profitable. It's only taking the triggers that it does best with, and it's using that candlestick pattern recognition, and it's managing these trades with that advanced trade management strategy that I've outlined and showed to you. Do you see what it's the difference? Now we're looking at a maximum drawdown of $378, okay, compared to the drone that had an $8,500 drawdown. Now that's the difference between the drone and the bot. And the success and the effectiveness is really pronounced on the NASDAQ, we found. So this is just in recap. The average true range we discussed, moving our stops and targets to signal confirmation, are all ways that we're currently leveraging this AI integration. Where are we headed now? Very briefly. What we're doing is We are putting together, we call it our Chat GPT assistant. I know my slide says training agent, but it kind of has a connotation that we go with assistant because you do have to authorize this at all times to trade for you. Remember, this is not a black box that's just going to act without your consent. Artificial intelligence is very powerful, but it's not a replacement of human beings. It's a good collaboration to work together with humans, not to overtake them. So with this AI trading, this new ChatGPT integration, what it does is it combines speed, automation, and deeper insights. It does real-time market analysis. The ChatGPT agent can process and summarize vast amounts of data. What type of data, you might ask? Well, let's start with news reports, a very news-driven market. This ChatGPT assistant has a connector that we can connect to outside news sources, that it will get the news reports just like those hedge funds and large institutions do, and it can learn the output of those news reports, the outcome, excuse me, of those news reports in lightning speed. And it can make suggestions whether there was a hit, a miss. If Nvidia comes out with earnings that was a miss, and all of a sudden the Nasdaq comes crashing down, this thing is going to let you know in a split second what it recommends you do right now to make money. And it's going to have some great insight on the overall market sentiment. It's going to be able to process economic news in seconds, which is really a tremendous advantage. It's also going to be able to assist with back testing and optimization in ways that we're still, listen, it's important to know we're scratching the surface with this technology. I'm telling you, they're kind of slow rolling it out to us, is what they're doing. And as we learn, what we learn is that there's so much we don't know. There's so much that we don't know is what we learn the most. But the capabilities are right now limitless. With the back testing and the optimization that we can do, we have some, 3 guys that are really professionals that are in a collaboration with really a world-renowned AI development lab. And these are like kids in a candy store. I listen to them in the meetings, and I'll be honest, they talk right over my head. I have no idea what they're talking about with with these different, the Gronk this and the different terminology that they have for this stuff. But by scanning news, social media, earnings reports, the ChatGPT can gauge market sentiment. It's going to help traders anticipate shifts driven by economic news reports. And often these news reports, we see it every day, often drive short-term price moves. Today was a perfect example. When Jerome Powell came out today, he led everyone to believe that September we were going to see some interest rate cuts, and we saw a huge pop in the market. That's great insight to have, and to be able to take action and monetize that is exactly what this Chat GPT agent is going to be able to do. So they're going to scan news, they're going to gauge sentiment, it's going to be able to filter data and act using context-aware logic. This is the next level for retail traders, and we truly believe it's the future of trading, okay? So that is where we're headed, and I'm excited. If you haven't seen the video that Mark Miller put out yesterday, I highly recommend going to our YouTube channel and just taking a quick look at it. If you go to our channel on YouTube, it's this ChatGPT 5, and it's a 6-minute video, and we're in the distribution. We're headed right for distribution of this. It is phase 1. We're going to release this in 3 or 4, maybe even 5. It could be endless updates, but we are going to distribute the first phase of this and get this running on your own computer in your own ChatGPT account. Okay. To give you an idea, let me show you one other thing really quick. I can use, check this out. I can use this integration very quickly. If I want to learn in August which of the bots did the best for this week, this will in milliseconds tell me, look, read my own data because it's connected to my NinjaTrader. It's going to tell me that, hey, for this week, your number one bot was the sniper. It made $3,800. Let me see if I can make this any bigger. Number one was the sniper. And listen, these numbers are 100% accurate. If I bring over my performance, it's going to match these numbers. Okay. These aren't fictitious numbers. So it tells you this one made 3,800, this one made 3,500. My 20 Unorenkos crushed it. And then I asked it, how about for the entire month of August? It tells me very quickly for the month of August, which were my best bots. This is very valuable information. And then what it'll do is it's going to say, hey, would you like to trade your number one bot and this and that? If you click yes, it's going to automatically set it into your strategy and put the number of contracts that you want to risk, and it's going to enable it and trade it during the best time of the day. So it's going to ask you for your consent, of course. And if once you give it your consent, it's going to automatically make all of the trading decisions for you, all based on the data. It's really going to be a game changer. So that is where we are headed. So the best bots, let me buzz my gate through. Hold on. Okay. From July 15th, a lot of vendors would be thrilled to have one or two bots that do well. We have a portfolio of bots that on any given day have the potential to put up numbers like these. Does that mean that every bot was a winner today? No. The vast majority of them were, but if I scroll to the bottom, you'll see that there were some bots that lost. We're not talking about the Holy Grail. But we do concentrate, our methodology that we teach is to strictly make your decisions based on the data or your leaderboard. This is our leaderboard for today, okay? Not for a week, for today. Can you imagine having the ability to simultaneously trade 5 different instruments on 5 different time frames and put up numbers like this? It's just uncanny, unhuman. I wish. I really wish. So the retirement plan has been long-term. It's one of our original bots that does extremely well. We've learned some really good conditions to keep in the direction of the trend. A 2-minute bar, eliminates some of the whipsaw of a shorter time frame, and it reflects in our equity curve. From July 15th to August 15th, it made $8,146. That's trading one contract after commissions. It's important to know, I've seen other vendors do these presentations and they'll show you a back test and they'll show you a strategy analyzer. And I just get so discouraged when I see somebody do that, knowing full well that it's bogus. And we looked at it very closely. You can't rely on the strategy analyzer, I assure you. The AI NQ8 Unorenko Steven loves the volatility. If the market goes up and down, this thing loves it. It does extremely well. It made $13,000 after commissions from June 1st to August 4th over the course of a few months. Our 150 range, the 20 Unorenkos and the 150 range on the NASDAQs are really hot right now. They're really doing great. We watch them every morning live on YouTube, and they're very consistent right now. They're doing extremely well. The 150 range, RJ is one of our members who really shared the idea of this data series with us. I always say it. Our best ideas come from our members. But RJ, his 150 range bot, made $14,000 from April 28th to August 4th. For prop traders, I always get asked, can this trade my prop account? Absolutely. This can trade a prop account, a PA account, an evaluation account, a live account, a sim account. I feel like Forrest Gump with the shrimp. I like popcorn shrimp, shrimp cocktail, coconut shrimp. These bots will trade any type of account. There's two prerequisites to trading this system. You must have the NinjaTrader 8 platform. You must. It's the only platform these bots run on. Number two, you need a live data feed. Okay. If you have those two things, you got a live data feed, NinjaTrader 8, we're going to run this bad boy on your system. All right. Whether it be on your local machine or a VPS, we're going to get it running. And listen, even if you don't have NinjaTrader on your local computer, we can get a VPS and put it on there. So we refer to these bots as prop trading on steroids. And I promise I'm going to answer your questions. I don't want to lose my train of thought. We call it prop trading on steroids for a reason. Man, I tell you, I can't tell you how many prop accounts I've blown. I've blown a tremendous number of live accounts and prop accounts. Why? Because I'm a terrible trader. I let emotions get in my way. I'm habitual. I will close a trade early 9 out of 10 times. I have to sit on my hands, tie them around my back in order not to touch that stop. I can't help myself. And so I cut my winners short every time. Anyway, these bots can trade an evaluation account and get you over the hump. Or once you've gotten over the hump and you have a funded account, we transition to a very conservative strategy that risks, maybe depending on the size of your prop account, we'll have it only risk a very small percentage where it will automatically conform to your prop firm's consistency rule and your trailing threshold. Okay, we're not new to this, I assure you. We've automated every aspect of these parameters to conform to these prop firms' rules. We have our own prop firm. We're very aware of them. Our one-day pass templates are very aggressive. If a prop firm is running a tremendous sale and it's 80% or 90% off and you can get an eval for 15 or 20 bucks, well, if you want to save yourself some time, some blood, sweat, and tears, you can use our one-day passes. Our one-day passes, my slide here says 70%, and they can get very streaky, okay? If I go back to my ChatGPT and I show you over the course of a month in the real deal statistics, over the course of a month, gold takes very few trades. It's at 100%. The ES30 range was at 70%. Crude oil about 45%. The NQ30 range 46%. So statistically, even though my slide says 70%, remember I answer the phones here. Okay, the worst phone call that I could possibly imagine taking was somebody telling me, "Hey, you told me this and it wasn't so." Okay, I don't want that to happen. That's why I'm going to tell you, statistically, it's more like 1 out of 3. Okay, 33%, because this is trading. Sure, you could hit 7 in a row. You can lose 7 in a row. But over the long run, the long run, statistically, it's going to even out to 1 out of 3. And it's even a little better than that, but I'm comfortable answering the phones, telling you that 1 out of 3 are going to pass. Okay? If you don't want to use the one-day pass, you don't have to. Once we get the PA accounts, and man, what a game changer this has been in my trading career. I've never, ever, up until this year, made a nickel trading the futures. Never. Okay, it was always very elusive to me because I'm a bad trader. Ever since running these bots, I started this year in January. I've got 3 PA accounts, and since January to today, I'm at just over $38,000. $38,000. That is a real trade performance. It's not a hypothetical, and I'm going to show you right on Ninja Trader that it is genuine. It's not a smoke and mirrors show. Did I have drawdowns? Yes. I've had them on YouTube Live. I was down to 33,000. I had it, if you look at the trajectory, I went from 36 down to 35, down to 30, 34, back up to 37, back down to 34, and now I'm back up to 38. So it's never a straight it's never a straight line up, right? We can't win all of our trades. But over the course of the last 6 or 7 months, I'm very proud to say that I was able to accomplish $38,000 in profits across these 3 PA accounts. And they are genuine. If I uncheck them, oh, my whole Ninja crashed. They are genuine results. So a very common question, can I get payouts? Yes, you can get payouts. Not only Mark and myself, but members of our community have gotten payouts. All right. So yes, the answer is yes. In fact, one of our members, Judy, and Judy is such an inspiration to me because I dream of retirement. Judy is retired, and she is able to supplement her income in retirement by trading. And she has she's very fortunate enough to be able to travel the world and see on her bucket list, she has these locations that she wanted to see in her retirement. And she's one at a time scratching off those beautiful locations. And God bless her, she's willing to share some beautiful pictures of some of these destinations with our community. She joins us last month off the coast of Italy on an MSC cruise. You could see her portable trading, platform that she took right on the cruise ship using Starlink. She was in Dubai the next month. Currently, I believe she's in Vietnam. So wherever she goes, she brings her portable station and she joins us on YouTube Live, and she's trading these bots, supplementing her income and getting payouts through the prop firms. A common question we always get asked from international clients: "Hey, I'm in Singapore, or I'm in Australia, or I'm in Dubai. Can I use these bots?" Absolutely. Simon was in the UK. These are hard coded to be able to trade anywhere in the world. It's all going to be on New York time, hard coded for New York time. Simon did extremely well trading from across the pond. Limit Up, Steve, Ron N. Ron N. You remember I told you in the very beginning about Marcia purchased those bots from that vendor that sold her a bill of goods, those Forex bots, sold it to her and took their phone off the hook and ghosted her emails. Okay. Let me tell you something. We are the polar opposite. And there's a lot of people in here that can attest to this. When you decide to come aboard with us, that is the very beginning of what we would like to be a long-term, prosperous relationship. Our ultimate goal and the ultimate compliment is to have you refer your friends and relatives. Okay? We're not looking to burn bridges. We're looking to form relationships that are long-term. I say that because Ron N. and so many of you here today that I see in the audience have been with us for a long time, a long time. I'm not going to call out names, but you know who you are. Well, Ron is with us. Ron's been here longer than me, which is hard to believe because I'm a dinosaur here. But Ron was here before I was, and he made 10 grand trading one of these bots on gold during that Middle East unrest. Suzanne, another member having tremendous success. She's a leader in Discord. What I love about Suzanne is her, not only is she extremely familiar with these bots, but her willingness to help our members is really something to speak volumes about. Okay, the special offer, and then I'm going to do the questions. This weekend, listen, next week we're coming out with a new update. Obviously, the company has put resources, time, and money into the development that's ongoing. I want you to know this is phase one. We're scratching the surface with phase one. Where we're headed with this, I'm telling you, you're going to want to be a part of it. I promise you. The AI Auto Trader, our special offer, we're going to keep the prices. We're at an all-time low for our monthly. Our monthly is half price. It's $2.99 a month. This is going to be the full Monty. All right. It's not just going to be a piece of it. You're going to get everything. You're going to get the full portfolio of bots. You're going to get all of the chart indicators, all of the chart templates. You're going to get all of the strategy templates, all of the prop trading templates, the one-day passes, the PA account templates. You're getting everything, all future updates included. We have a small, medium, and large. $2.99 a month is a nice price for a monthly. However, the best bang for your buck is going to be either the annual or the lifetime. The annual, instead of $29.98, is going to be $19.99. My associate Brock is going to put a link in the chat box, and you'll be able to learn more by clicking that link. The lifetime membership is going to be half price, just under half price, is normally $49.99. The one-time payment today is $29.99. Okay, $29.99. Now, I just want to mention that we do accept as a payment option at checkout, we have what we call PayPal Later. PayPal Later, the major advantage of using it, and I love it, is you can pay over time, most importantly, without interest. Nobody wants to pay a bunch of interest. That PayPal Later, if you qualify, which is not up to us, that's up to PayPal. If you do qualify, though, they'll allow you to pay like over 4 months or 6 months, totally interest-free, kind of like a firm. So interest-free with that PayPal Later. All right, let me get to the questions. Now, listen, I just want to mention, if I don't get to your question, please put your name and your number, or if you'd like to talk to me personally without posting your question in our chat. I just want you to know nobody else can see our chat. As far as staff, it's me and Brock, and just the two of us can see the questions and the phone numbers. So please, if you have a question, if you'd like me to call you, put your name and your phone number in the chat box, and I'll give you a call and I'll do my best to answer your questions. JW said that he missed half of the session. Absolutely, JW. Stephen asks, can I use this to trade the micros? Absolutely. Absolutely. We have separate templates. If you'd like to trade the micros, we actually, out of the box, the system has templates for micros or minis. Micros or minis. And Gordon asks, market energy price and volume based. Is market energy price and volume based? That's a good question, Gordon. Not exactly what you're referring to regarding market energy. We do have conditions within the strategy that are volume based. It's called our volume threshold. We use momentum. Our triggers are based on momentum via the Laguerre oscillator. And it looks at the relative strength index, different percentages of the relative strength index. Willie, we did have templates for the RTY. We still have them. But currently we do not have an active Russell template in our portfolio. Willie asked specifically about the Russell. We do have them. We firmly believe, and I'm glad you mentioned this, Willie, we're really not dogmatic about which instruments that we trade. Okay. If they make money, if they make dollars, then they make sense to us. Hey, Michael. If it's an instrument that we love to trade, but we just can't find the parameters and the trigger to get consistent results, then we've got to let it go as much as it hurts. And that was our experience with the Russell. We have a lot of members, including myself, that loves to trade the Russell. It can be very smooth and get really nice moves. The volume isn't that great on the Russell, but we couldn't get a bot that gave us consistent results, so we had to eliminate it from our portfolio. So currently, what we are trading, I'm testing one on micro Bitcoin, which is not very liquid. It's getting great results. It's just the liquidity on the micro Bitcoin is no good, so it's not a good candidate. What we are trading are, as far as the index equities, the Dow, the Nasdaq, and the S&P 500, and then we've diversified into crude oil and gold, which have their moments. Let me tell you. Crude oil and golds, they're good, very good bots to have in our toolbox. Any given day, it could be, a crude oil inventory report or Middle Eastern unease, political unrest will cause gold and crude to start getting very volatile, and we'll see those bots come to the top of our leaderboard. And having the ability to throw those onto our live account has been very lucrative. Michael, I will give you a call. Thank you for leaving your number. So I want to end by just showing you some testimonials. That's not what I want to show you. What I want to show you is our Discord chat. Last but certainly not least, when you become a member of our community, you become a member of our Discord. Our Discord has several different channels. We have a general chat channel where people could just talk about or ask questions about anything in particular. We have a user's guide. A very common question I get is, hey, do you have tutorials? We have a very comprehensive tutorial library. In fact, Charles does a live training every Wednesday that everybody gets together in Discord, unmutes their mics, and everybody contributes to the meeting. So you're never alone or in the dark. It's a beautiful classroom that's very comprehensive. We also have our training videos that are our weekly customer trainings, daily results. Every single day of the week, we post which bots are doing the best. To significantly shorten the learning curve, we also meet every day on YouTube. Listen, that I wasn't just talking when I said that. You're going to be trading with us every day on YouTube. We're actually going to be extending our sessions. We really want to stay open, extended hours, maybe 6 to 8 hours a day, and stream live on YouTube every day the trading. We're very committed to that. Problems and solutions. Man, I can't think of a worse feeling than running into some type of problem and being, waiting for some email to come back. I'm not going to mention, any vendors or companies, but I've sent in, requests for help, And they send me back, instructions that you need a master's degree in computer science to do. That's not the case with us. We have a very tight ship. And with this niche, I like to call it a boutique shop. Okay. We're going to, provide you with white glove customer service. We're going to do a lot of hand holding. So if you need help, we're going to be there to help you. We also have our software updates whenever they come out. Just a beautiful community of traders that you will be a member of. There's really a tremendous advantage to being a member of a community of traders. There's power in numbers, learning what's working for some people to see what's making them money. Sometimes even more importantly, what's not working. So you can avoid speed bumps and losses. That's valuable information. All right. So if I didn't get to your question, please do me a favor. Leave your name and your number in the chat box, and I will give you a call at the end of this presentation. I'm just going to grab a drink of water. I just want to end by saying this. Listen, if you've been having trouble with consistency, if you've blown a bunch of prop accounts out or live accounts, and myself, I used to go to bed, and I'm not kidding you. My wife will tell you, I used to go to bed at night and I would talk in my sleep about it. That's how frustrating it was. And I had lost tens of thousands, if not $100,000 trading. I'm just inherently have these emotions that I can't overcome. Okay. So what I'm saying is these bots were a game changer in my trading career. These aren't your everyday run-of-the-mill bots that get stale. These are powerhouse bots that are leveraging technology that really nobody else has. So I want to encourage you to come aboard. I come with a viable path to consistency and profitability. Take me up on my offer. Let us prove it to you. Okay. I hope everybody has a blessed weekend. Gerald, I'll get in touch with you. Gerald, put your number in there for me. I'll give you a call. If not today, tomorrow for sure. So thank you everybody for joining me today. And God bless you. I hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you back on the right edge of the charts on Monday morning. So long, everybody.